it's Rose, and I'm here today to do a diamond pen unboxing. So I ordered 3 custom drill pens from We Have a Handle on This. Now, many of you know that I live in Ottawa, Ontario, and We Have a Handle on This is located just down the 401 in Kingston, Ontario. So it's about a 2-hour drive if you're doing more or less the speed limit, which is 100 kilometers an hour. And so I like ordering from local companies, and I would consider 2 hours away to be a local company. Now I'm opening this upside down just so that you don't see my address. Now I ordered 3 drill pens. Ooh, look at this. They've changed their business cards since I last ordered about 2 or 3 months ago. So I will just show you this right now. Hold on, there you go. Oh, now we know their last name, Kelly and Michael Searson. And another thing, for those of you who haven't checked out their website recently, and that's their website right there, is that they now sell not just diamond painting pens and crochet hooks and stuff like that are custom made. They also sell some diamond painting kits and some other things that you might be interested in. So I am very, very happy to pass along their information and share that with you. And I'm always happy to buy from them. This is my 3rd order from them, and these will be my 6th, 7th, and 8th diamond painting pens from them. Now, I was informed the last time that I made an order that they had they were just in the process of switching over from brass tipped pens to stainless steel tipped drill pens. And so I was super excited about stainless steel tipped drill pens because one of the things that I've found is when I first ordered from them, I don't know, about a year ago or something like that, I'll just pause for a moment and get the pens that I have from them from the past. Just a moment. Okay, and it is a super rainy day in Ottawa today. It's been on and off raining ever since I got up, which was not that long ago. And we're supposed to get between 5 and 7 centimeters of rain, or millimeters of rain, I think, today. So it's going to be a super rainy day. Okay, so the first 2 diamond paintings that I got from them, I think, are these 2. Definitely this one, which I'll show you up close. So it has a single brass barrel, and at that time, on the other end, you could get either a double barrel or another single barrel, or just a hole drilled, or nothing at all on the end, whatever. A hole drilled so that you could put your own multiplacer tips in there. And I decided to get the 2-ended ones. And these pens are really nice, and I like them. And I loved the barrels on them because the gauge of the brass, hold on, I gotta put these others away for now. The gauge on the brass, I'm gonna turn on the light if my camera will let me. Oh, it will. Is thicker than the brass that we get from China, okay, on both sides of the pen. So I was really happy with that. These tips have held up really, really well. This one here I think was not the color that I had originally ordered. They used the wrong blank or something like that. So, you know, when I got in touch with them and told them, it's not the color I ordered, they sent me the one that I ordered. So this is the one that I ordered. And again, it's got the beautiful single placer with the thick gauge brass tip and the double placer on the other end, again with that super thick brass tip, thick gauge. Okay, so then a few months ago, I don't know, April, May, something like that, I went back on the We Have a Handle on This website, and because they had told me that they were coming out after I got these three, they told me they were going to be starting to produce triple placers on the ends. And I thought, cool. So the next time that I was on their website, in fact, they had the triple placers. So I ordered these beautiful triple placers at that time. And I do love these pens. I love the feel of them better even than the feel of these. As you can see, they're a little bit longer and they're a little bit fatter. And they just have a better hand feel, okay? And so I'm very happy with that. I love the way they feel in the hand. One of the things that I found, and both of these I put my own single placer tips into the tip that they sent me because they had started using a thinner gauge brass. And let's see. Yeah, you can see how the old pens were much thicker. Like the barrel of the multi-placer tips and the single placer tips were much thicker than the barrel on the new pen. Okay, which means that they were stronger. So they went to using thinner tips. I don't know why. On their newer pens, which is fine for the multi-placer ends because no matter how hard you press, there's three that you're pressing against. And even like I often use the multi-placer ends as single placers or double placers. And even if I'm pushing diamonds, there's always the other barrels to help support the diamond placer. The diamond placing, so the tips don't bend. However, on the single placer end, I found that the tips bent on both of my pens because they were thin. They're now the same gauge as the single placer tips that we get in our regular drill pens. Oh, I'll show you here. So this is just, you know, from a normal diamond painting kit. I'm going to blow this up all the way. Okay, there we go. Now I have to. Okay, so there is the tip. Now, I've been using this tip for a few days. So, and I press really hard. Many of you know that I am a super hard presser with my diamond painting. Oh my God, I gotta find where. There we go. We're so blown up. Okay. I'm a super hard presser. And so I do a lot of damage to the ends of my diamond painting pens. And while on these pens, so I'll show you this one here, for example. There we go. All right. Now this has white goop in it. But even though, like I used this exclusively for a long, long time. And that tip, geez, I'm sorry, you guys. It's just any tiny little movement that I make has a big effect on the screen because I'm blown up so big. I press really, really hard, but look at this tip. It's still in exceptionally good shape. On the other hand, on this tip, which is one of the newer ones, I only used it for like less than a week, I think. And because it was so thin, it started buckling, which is what happens with the tips that we get. Hold on, let me find it. Which is what happens with the tips that we get from China. Okay, they, you know, there's thin brass, and so they buckle. So I didn't want to ruin. Okay, now I'm gonna bring you back in. I didn't want to ruin the tips on my pens. So what I did was I just took a tip from a single placer, from one of the standard kits that we get, and it just happens to fit perfectly in the end of this brass tip. So now what I do is, I love this pen. I love this pen ever so much. So now what I do is I just put that in there. I use some pliers to clamp it a little bit. Actually, what I do is I clamp this at like the end of the single placer that I'm going to put in there, so that when it goes in, it'll hold in place and it doesn't get pulled out, when I'm placing diamonds. And then as this tip gets old, or this tip here, I'm not going to pull this one out because, as you can see, I have done a lot of crimping on this tip. And in fact, the original tip on this, you can see it got so bent up that I actually had to use pliers and bend it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until the end of it broke off, so that then I'd have a new end that I could put my drill pen tip into. Anyway, so I mean, that's a perfectly workable solution. But then when I went on their website and I saw, hey, they've got brand new diamond painting pens with stainless steel tips, because when I bought these ones and I wrote them and sent them, I think I sent them a copy of a link to the video that I made for this unboxing. They said, oh, by the way, we're coming out with steel tipped pens soon, stainless steel tip. And it's like, oh my God, okay, I gotta know that. So I was recently perusing their website. Today is July 30th, by the way. I was recently perusing their website, and I decided to order some pens. And here are the 3 pens that I ordered. Now, you'll notice that on 2 of them, I requested just drill me a hole so that I can put my own multiplacers in the end, because just before I made this purchase, I became proficient with a 7-placer, and I really like using 7-placers. But I also really love the feel of these pens, and I also had never realized that they would let you that they would just drill a hole if that's what you wanted. I just didn't read that far down in the information on their website. So I got these 3 pens, and look at this. They have stainless steel tips, beautiful stainless steel tips. Now, when they contacted me, they did tell me that the new tips are not as long as the old tips. That's okay. I don't actually care that they're not as long. This will be just fine. And I'm hoping that they'll be a little bit sturdier. And because they are stainless steel, I'm not worried that I won't be able to, if I have to, I can always just start inserting brass tips into the end again. Because that's working really, really well with these. These are the only ones I've been using pretty much since I got them, and I love them. I love them, even though I had to move to, inserting my own tips. Once I thought of that, because, when you're doing hours of diamond painting and you're thinking about the tips on your pen and how you're wearing them down because you're pressing so hard, I'm not going to try and press softer, because that's just not me. I'm a hard presser. I learned how to type on a manual typewriter, and I still bash those keys as if somebody's life depends on it, or as if I want to, murder them. And so I just press hard. I press hard when I write. You don't actually have to see the pen marks that I make, because you can just look at the page underneath, and if you can see the imprint of my writing. I write so hard. I do things hard. And diamond painting is one of the things that I do hard. And so look at these beautiful, beautiful pens. I'm so happy with them. So I'll show you each one individually, and I'll put up on the screen the item from the website so that you can see the blank that I ordered it from. So that's the first one. And then here's the second one. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to start with this one, working on with this one. Oh my God, that just looks so beautiful. I love it so much. Okay. And then this one, I can't remember what they're called. One of them is Grapey Apey. One of them is something pink daiquiri or something like that, or daiquiri. I can't remember. Anyway, you'll have seen it by now. I think this one's daiquiri something. Just absolutely gorgeous. I just love that opalescent effect that you get from the We Have a Handle on This pens. And I love working with them. They feel like they're heavy, but not too heavy. They're nicely balanced. They're super comfortable. They look beautiful. Oh my God. One thing that I will say is okay, so I'm sure most of you know that on the tips that we get from our China pens, there's a tiny little hole that goes through it. So the pink wax eventually like pushes through that teeny tiny little hole. And so you never sort of get plugged with wax. But the pen tips on this, they're not removable, and there's no little hole for excess wax of whatever kind you use to go through. So what I do is I clean out the ends from time to time and just make sure I get them back to the state where they're pretty much pristine. So for that, what I use is the sharp tweezers that we get from companies like Evermoment and Huacan, and so I think Huacan sends the sharp tweezers. Anyway, a lot of companies send us those heavy metal black tweezers, and they have the super, super sharp points, and so I just really carefully dig in to get that out of there. If you have other pieces of wire or something like that that you can get in there to remove old wax, I would suggest you might want to do that from time to time, just so that, you know, at least depending on how much diamond painting you do, I'm not going to say whether it should be, you know, once a week or once a day or once a month or once a year. Depending on how much diamond painting, you'll know when your wax is just not holding up very well. And so I find that switching, like cleaning out the ends on these We Have a Handle on This pens and getting them essentially back to pristine new state is going to improve the performance of the pen and the wax in the pen. So I'm not sure if you can see, but you can see how they glue these in with crazy glue or Gorilla Glue or whatever, some sort of epoxy glue, some sort of magical, you know, glue that will hold those pen tips in place. So you can't actually remove these pen tips, and you can't actually remove the pen tips on the end for the multiplacer ends either. Now this, what I'm going to do is get a multiplacer and just see how they fit in there. Just a moment. Okay, so here I have my bag o' tips, and I've got individual tips, or individual bags for each different kind of tip. So let's just take one of these clear plastic ones as well as one of these more translucent plastic, and we'll see how they fit into the end of our pens. And I'm just going to back out a little bit because the jumping around is driving me crazy. Oh, that's a nice snug fit. Is it? Oh, okay, yeah, I wasn't pushing it down far enough. So that's a nice snug fit, actually. I won't have to do anything else. Now, one thing I am going to do before I put any multiplacer tip into my pen and start working on it, or start working with it, is I'm going to take some kite string, which I have. You could use like dental floss, not the sort of plasticky one, but like a regular dental floss. And I'm just going to crazy glue 2 pieces about 2 inches long to this in an X. Okay, I'm actually going to do it to show you. So let me get a tip that I want to use. And I like my 7 placers. So what's this? And a viewer, the last time, no, that's a 10. I know I don't have too many 7s left. Okay. A viewer very graciously sent me links to an AliExpress store that you can buy like 37 placers at a time kind of thing for, I don't know, about $7. So now that I have these pens, I will be making an order. So here's my 7 placer. We'll just take this pen and it fits in there quite snugly. The thing is, as I've said about some of my other custom pens, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is another custom pen that I got from somewhere else. I can't remember where. I love this pen too because again, it's nice and fat. It feels great in the hand. But you know how I said I press hard, and I use my multiplacers as pushers often. And so my multiplacer snapped off, and it is now, the end is now stuck in there, and I can't get it out. So I'm actually going to have to drill it out, which I'm not keen on, but that's what I have to do. Okay, so I don't want that to happen with these beautiful pens. So what I am hoping will work, although this is a very snug fit. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'll get some kite string and show you what I plan on doing. Okay, so I think I've got everything I need here. What I am also going to do is, because I don't want to spill crazy glue on my table, I am going to use this cutting board, which I don't care if it gets messed up. All right, so I'm just going to cut 2 lengths of this kite string. There we go. And since it's unraveling, I'm just going to tie a knot in the end. Should have done that when it was longer, but okay, there we go. And there we go. Do the same here. I mean, I could put nail polish on the end. It wouldn't matter. It would have been sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but this is easier and I'm just doing it. Okay, so, and by the way, I'm just testing this out. I have never done this before. This is an experiment to see whether it will work. So before I go too far down this path, what I'm going to do is just lay these pieces down here in an X. Which is harder said than done. Okay, I think I'm going to have to actually do it. So I'm not going to use one of my precious 7 placers for that. What I'm going to do, okay, so this is, again, a fairly tight fit, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crazy glue, get all the stuff I don't want messed up off the table. Now, oh my goodness. Crazy glue dries out so fast. So I have there my crazy glue unblocker. And now what I'm going to do, okay, turned off the flash. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just put a teeny, oh, I got to get my glasses actually, just a sec. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put just a tiny dab of crazy glue on the end of the multiplacer, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. I am now lying, whoop, all right, that's not working quite the way I wanted. This is not working as I had hoped. Maybe kite string and crazy glue don't mix. Okay. What I want to do is make an X on the bottom of this multiplacer. I might cut some of this out just so that you can see just sort of my success or my ultimate failure. Oh my God. Okay, I think I have to do this one piece at a time. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see what I did there, but I just took my scissors, because that's what I had handy. And what I did was I just sliced as much as I could a little trough, like for a screwdriver, like you'd find in the end of a screw, into the bottom of this multiplacer. All right, so okay, I happen to have an emery board handy, so now I'm just gonna smooth that out a little bit. Okay, it's a little bit smooth now, and if you can see, there's just a very slight X there, but I'm hoping it's enough to help hold this in place. There we go. All right, so first I'm going to just apply a little tiny bit of crazy glue on there. I'm gonna let that dry. Oh, frig. All right, so crazy glue is not working. I don't know why. I'm gonna try Gorilla Glue, because why not? Okay, there we go. Let's put this away. Let me get my Gorilla Glue. These are all, by the way, things that I consider to be essential diamond painting supplies. Which one do I want? Oh my goodness, what is Pippi all excited about? All right, so I'm using super glue, brush and nozzle. Often the nozzle gets stuck. So once again, whoa, that is, okay. There we go. All right. Let's clean off the edge of that as much as possible. Okay, so let's try this yet again. I don't know if this is going to work. This might be a terrible experiment. I'm not as familiar with using crazy glue or Gorilla Glue as I am with crazy glue. been using crazy glue my whole freaking life, and I just bought this stuff fairly recently. Okay, that's not working. So let me just clean off the tip a little bit. Before I close it up again. Let's see if I can do this. I don't want it to gush out. Okay, I'm not gonna fuss with it anymore. All right, so I'll use this. I'll use the brush end. Okay, so let's lie this down. Probably should like tape it into place or something like that. Okay. There we go. I don't need a lot, just need a teeny tiny little bit. So there we go. I'm trying not to get too much on my fingertips. So let's see if that'll hold. This one across the other way. See if it'll hold. Oh, maybe. What I don't want to do is glue, oh frig, glue my finger to it. All right, this is something that I expect I would get better at with practice. All right, so I'm just going to let this sit and dry. If I can get it off my fingers without tearing it apart. Okay, there we go. All right, let's close this up. All right. All right, now I'm going to wait for this to dry. Okay, everybody, I'm back. The kite string absolutely did not work. So now I'm using dental floss. This is just, oh, wait a minute. I don't want, oh, okay. This might work. So this is dental floss, just regular dental floss that I get from my dentist. And I think it's waxed, which probably isn't the best thing. Okay, I gotta get some that's not waxed. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back with unwaxed dental floss. So this one is expanding. I've got so many different dental flosses at home. Like every time I go to the dentist, my dentist gives me dental floss. And I buy my own, like I have, hold on. Have my own dental floss that I prefer. So apparently I have to get this unstuck before anything else. So let's do that. There we go. Okay. So I won't be shy. Just going to tie off one end for now. Let's see if I can first fit this in with dental floss there. Yeah, I can. Okay, so here's the plan. The plan is that I've got this dental floss here, and then if by chance my tip breaks off, I'll be able to yank it out using the dental floss. And what I'm learning is I need a longer end on it. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. I really don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so I've got it pushed in all the way. I got the dental floss here. So let's pretend the tip broke off. Now, I think I need a longer piece of dental floss. Okay. because I need to be able to really get, like, to really grab it and wrap it around my fingers. Okay. And I've already figured out what I'm going to do with the loose ends. So, oh, this is actually working well. This is expanding dental floss. And you see how that flattened out and got bigger? Oh, that's exactly what I would hope would happen. Okay. There. All right. So let's pretend that the tip broke off of my diamond painting pen. So now, yay, it works. By pulling on the floss, it yanked the tip out. That is exactly what I want to have happen. That is exactly what I want to have happen. And so from now on, when I get a diamond painting pen that has a tip, especially one that I spend money on, like some of my pens I spend, upward of $30 on. And like these, with shipping and everything and tax because I'm in Canada. I don't know if I paid tax. They may not have charged tax. But if you do have to pay tax, then, my diamond painting pens will often cost me upwards of $30. So I don't want to be wasting half of a $30 pen by having a tip in it that I can't get out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put sort of an X shape in there. All right, get this one this way, put this one this way, stick the tip in, and it fits. And then if that tip ever breaks, there, I can pop the end out. Problem solved. All right, sometimes experiments, you have to try them a few different ways, but then you have success. So I don't know how many this is. That's a lot. Probably more than I want in my pen. It's a 9-placer. All right, I'll stick a 9-placer in there, fine. All right, so now let's put this back the way I found it. And just as long as it's long enough that you can wrap it around your fingers to get some, grip, that's what I'm trying to do. Doesn't have to be perfect. There. Okay, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to wrap this around the end of the pen, like so. And, if I want to just cut them off so that they're all exactly even, I can do that. Yeah, more or less even. And I think, in fact, what I'm going to do is just tie a knot in the end here so that they're all, so that they're all together. There. Again, I don't really care what this looks like, people, because it's serving a very important purpose for me, which has nothing to do with aesthetics and everything to do with utility. And then I'm just going to take a piece of tape, and tape that sucker down. There we go. And that, my friends, is how I'm going to help ensure, and I say help ensure because I can't ensure. I mean, all kinds of things can happen that will mess this up, but that's how I will help ensure that if I ever do break off the end of a drill pen or a multiplacer tip again, I don't end up with this calamity. This, by the way, I think was a $35 pen, which now is just a single placer end until I drill that out. But this will be a pen that I can use hopefully forever because it's got the fantabulous stainless steel end, and it's got the multiplacer tip, and I have the other one that has the 3-placer tip on it. And this way I can actually like switch out my tips anytime I want, just simply like before they break by, see how I say before because I know they will break because I do press that hard, just by, pulling this out, which I'm not going to do right now. And I'll do exactly the same thing to this one. This one here I think is a 9, yeah, it's a 9-placer. So I'll put my 7-placer in here, and I'm going to order a whole bunch of 7-placers right now, because now that I know that I can do that with these pens, I will do that with these pens. Okay, so this was probably a way longer video than any of you expected, and I hope you enjoyed watching me fail before I succeeded with flying colors. And just so you know, this trick would work on any of your drill pens, your custom drill pens, not just ones from We Have a Handle on This. But I do have to tell you, I love my We Have a Handle on This pens. They are things of beauty, they're pieces of art, and they feel good in the hand. So, but there's so many different blanks that you can choose from that you can really personalize your experience. And, just like some days you want to wear a short skirt, some days you want to wear sweatpants, you can have different diamond painting pens for different moods. You can even color coordinate them with the diamond paintings you're working on. Okay, everybody, that's it. This now becomes part of my diamond painting supplies. It's gum expanding floss, and it works exactly the way I hoped it would. Exactly. I'm so excited. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back with you again very soon with another diamond painting video. Bye-bye.